Welcome back, painting friends. Today we're going to paint a fun little Christmas tree with some ornaments, some gifts, and of course, a cute little cat. What colors are you going to need? Well, red, pink, yellow, green. I've got two blues, dark and light blue, brown, black, and white. Don't forget to have your favorite brushes. I've got my 1-inch flat brush, my 10-6 and 1 round brush. And remember to have a cup of water and a rag for keeping those bristles clean. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with my 1-inch flat brush and some light blue paint. We're just going to make waves, okay? So just random little waves, and each of these waves is going to be a slightly different color. So after I put my first wave in and color the whole thing in, fill it all the way with that blue, I can take white and I can change that blue color. So I can make it a little bit lighter for each of those strands of waves in the background. All right, we're going to let this dry. When we come back, we're going to add in that tree and those details. With our background dry, it is time to start adding in our Christmas tree. So I have my number 6 round brush, and I'm going to just take some brown paint. And you can make your tree as tall or as short as you want it to be. I'm going to water down that brown paint just a little bit because I want to have a nice skinny line. And I find out when I water my paint down a little bit, lines are a little bit skinnier. So I'm going to have, starting right up here, I'm just going to pull a straight line, not super thick, right down the center of my canvas. And that's where I'll stop so I can have room for my Christmas tree basket holder. Now from there, all of the branches are going to be just swoops down. So you're just going to make little swoops. We do want these to be kind of symmetrical and kind of the same. Now, all of the little greenery we're going to put on here, I'm going to use my number 6 round brush, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp it on. So I can just set it down and pull it up. So I don't want these to be way too big. I want them to all kind of be the same. But as I'm doing this, I can take some areas and kind of leave them open because I can make some that have some yellow mixed in with my green, somewhere the white is mixed in. So watch this, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of green, and mix those up. I want to have lots of different types of greens in my tree. So this is a yellow green. And then I can wipe that brush off, and I can even make a white green, so a little bit of a lighter green. So just take some white and mix it in with my green. And so now I'm going to have 3 colors that I can kind of just switch back and forth between. So now that I have my 3 colors, I'm going to pop myself in a speed motion and get all of these little green pieces on here. So now that all my branches are on there, I'm going to take a little bit of that dark green paint. Again, I'm going to water it down just a little bit. And I'm going to go into some of these open areas, and I'm just going to make a small little line. With that small little line, I'm just going to add small little bumps to it. See that? Just, something a little fun. So right through here, it does not have to be attached to the tree. It's just going to kind of fill the tree in a little bit. So it's a straight line with bumps on one side, matching bumps on the other side, and then a bump at the end. And then you just got to kind of connect it back into the tree. I'm going to take yellow, and with that yellow, I'm going to go ahead and make my basket down here. So I'm just going to make a straight line across, have it come down a little bit narrow, another straight line across. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that. Sometimes I see when my paints, you can see through them. If you add just a little bit of white, that really helps that problem. And then I'm going to use that same yellow and white mix, and I'm going to add my star to the top of the tree. You can make your star any way you want, but I'm going to go for a nice, really big traditional star. So just a big, huge star at the top. All right, we're going to let this dry. When we come back in, we're going to add in those presents and those ornaments, and of course, that funny little cat if you want. So with the dry background, I did add a second layer of yellow paint to my star and my trunk down here. But what we're going to do is we're going to lay out where our Christmas gifts are going to go. So they've got a nice white background. So just down here, I'm going to make a couple of squares and rectangles in white paint. They can be just about any size or shape you want, completely up to you. So add some white paint, draw some squares and rectangles. We'll let that dry while we're adding our ornaments. Now, as far as our ornaments go, you can make your polka dots any way you want. I want my ornaments to be pretty big, so I'm going to use the back of a pencil, just the eraser on the back of a pencil. Put a little paint on there, set it down, and then give it a nice circle. Okay, so this will be what I would consider to be one of my large ornaments, and then just a stamp of that circle would be a small ornament. So I'm going to use red, pink, yellow, dark blue, bunches of colors to make my ornaments. So let me jump in speed motion and get these ornaments on here. With our ornaments finished, I'm going to go ahead and use the back of my number 6 round brush. I'm just going to add some snow in the sky. You can add as much or as little snow as you want. You can even add snowflakes if you want. Pretty simple snowflakes. I am going to water my paint down because I do like to have my paint thin to make skinny lines. So you can always add snowflakes that are like, they start like a plus sign. They're like an X in the middle, and you can leave them like that. Or you can add a couple of V's to the edges, or even some polka dots. And so you can kind of mix and match if you are going to make big snowflakes, little snowflakes, whether you're going to put the V's on the long parts or the small parts, totally up to you. But let's go ahead and add in here some snowflakes. Then as far as our gifts go at the bottom, you can add your gift colors any way you want. If you want to put stripes on your gifts or polka dots on your gifts or have them just be all one color, completely up to you. But when that white paint is dry, you can go in and start to add your color. So this one, I'm just going to make it look like a nice little plaid bag or box. And then if I wanted to add a bow at the top, and wipe that brush off, maybe grab some of that light pink paint, and I can add just a loop right here and a loop right here with a couple of little pieces that hang down. So you can make your presents decorated any way you want. All right, so let's lay out this cat. Now, you do not have to put the cat in your picture, but he is kind of cute, and I do know that cats really like Christmas trees. So, number 6 round brush, I'm just going to make this nice big circle for my cat head. His little ears are going to be triangles that are open on the inside. And then his body, the front is going to have just a little bump out for his chest. And the back is going to have a nice big bump right there. Make a little triangle here where his little paws are. Color that whole cat in black. And then his tail, of course, can kind of come up anywhere you want it to come up. All right, we are going to let everything dry, the black cat and the ornaments, and the last step will be all of the highlights and finishing off those kitty cat details. First thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of white paint and make some almond-shaped eyes on my kitty cat. And then a little bit of that light pink paint to fill in his little ears. And then a small little dot for his little nose. Now for all of my ornaments, I'm just gonna add a circle on any which side just to add a small highlight to each one. I'm gonna go back in with that light yellow and paint my cat's eyes. Then a small little black line down the center. Now, the final thing I think I'm going to add, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but I do think I want to add a messy black outline around some of these things. And so a messy black outline means that it's not going to follow exactly. It's going to be kind of more whimsical. So I have watered my black paint down, and I'm going to use just the very tip of my number 6 round brush. So I'm going to make a couple of lines around things. And again, these are kind of messy lines. I don't have to make them really nice and neat. But I can even do this like around some of these tree branches. Not all of them. I don't have to get crazy. I can even do some of these little bumps on my tree. So just kind of anywhere you want. I'm going to bump in a speed motion because I think I'm going to add quite a bit of these. So I'm going to bump in a speed motion, and I'm going to add a bunch of these just messy black outlines. I was really debating if I was going to love that or not, and I'm really happy I did it. I do like it. So last thing I'm going to do is find a color that's going to show up well on my canvas and sign my name. Remember that I never get to see what you're painting at home unless you post it to my YouTube channel, post it to my Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you are kept up to date on all of the videos. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.